I can't get the gum to pop, guys, and I wanted it to pop because today we're going to be talking about pet peeves. When I was a little kid, growing up, my grandma used to ask me if I was a billy goat when I used to chew gum like that, alright? And if you pop it, oh, they want to pop you in the mouth because that's rude, that's too vulgar and grown up. You know, only prozzies
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
are supposed to walk and pop gum, alright? So let's get right into what we're eating. I'm doing a mukbang today. Fried rice, and this was very easy to make. I'll pop in the middle of the video. I'm going to tell you guys, well, I'll tell you right now what I did to make this. I had some leftovers cold white rice, so I stir fried some vegetables, and then I cut up this beef that Joe made the other day, and I just put the cold rice, put a couple of eggs to coat the rice grains, and voila, we have this. Not hard at all. All the seasoning is coming from Joe's beef. So let me take the first bite. I brought a fork and a spoon. So let me enjoy and chew. My camera came back. Thank God. It's fixed. $495 to fix an $800 camera. I'm glad to have it back because I can do mukbangs again. I prefer this camera, the Sony ZV-1, for the mukbangs because it doesn't shut off like the other cameras. The other cameras will stop recording at 29 minutes and 59 seconds. That's annoying because you have to get up and start it again. Whatever. Anyways, what I want to talk about today are pet peeves. Now, there are a lot of pet peeves out there. Pet peeves is something that somebody does that's annoying to you, right? So there are a lot of pet peeves out there, but a lot of them I tend to be able to tolerate, while other people in the house can't tolerate it. Like, for instance, the smacking. Some YouTubers do that when they want to like be dramatic, when they're, you know, telling a story, when they're cussing somebody out and they feel like they've landed a punch or whatever. They're like, oh God, if Joshua goes by. Oh, somebody's going by with a shopping cart. If Joshua goes by when I'm listening to certain YouTubers and they're smacking, boys or girls, he gets so irritated, all right? So that smacking, he can't stand. He can't stand the smacking of the gum. And I remember that Medea movie. I don't remember which one it was because Tyler Perry had so many, when that little girl was popping that gum in the back seat of the car and Medea just let go of the wheel and everything. I don't remember if she was driving. I don't remember if somebody else was driving. I think maybe Tyler Perry's character was driving. And Medea just crawled to the back and was starting to beat that little girl because she was chewing and popping that gum, right? So that's one of the main pet peeves that Joshua can't stand. I tend to be able to tolerate it to a degree. It gets annoying after a certain point, but it's not something that really triggers me, right? So let me get my little paper. Oh, the first one I do have up here is popping gum. I didn't realize that. Slurping. I can't, you guys. I watch a YouTuber do van life and she'll cook something like this, maybe not with the meat, and it'll be hot and she'll blow on it like I did. That's fine. But then she'll do this. Oh God, I can't stand, even with soup, I can't stand the slurping. What do you guys think? Tell me how you feel. You like to hear people slurp? I think a lot of people who watch mukbangers tend to like that because it's like ASMR to them. It's not to me. I tend to move on from mukbangers who eat like that. I can't. Whenever I watch that girl and it comes to the cooking and the eating, I fast forward that part. I can't deal with it. So I don't like slurping. Comment below if you can tolerate slurping or if that's a trigger for you, okay? Next thing is spitting. Ooh, child. Let's take the accidental spitting. Somebody's talking to you and spit flying out their mouth. And then you have some people that are like that where they're just always raining. Mama would say, oh God, you need a raincoat to talk to that one. That's annoying, but I just kind of step back and, you know, tend to stand back. But it's when people spit on you. I don't care if it's a small 9-month-old baby. Don't spit on me because you're going to pop in the mouth, okay? So, and if it's an adult, I might go unconscious while beating that person, because I can't. Spit is like the most vile thing to me. I'd rather them call me names. I'd rather them hit me like that or whatever. You know, not to hit me to beat me up though, but you know what I mean. I'd rather take a bad cussing any day from somebody, or for even for them to embarrass me or something. I'd rather deal with that than to deal with them spitting on me. That is so nasty, you know. So I can't with the spitting. All right. Scraping of the utensils. You see people eating. Joe likes to do that. Next mukbang, I'm gonna give him a plastic or rubber utensil. I can't. He doesn't hear it because he's hearing impaired, so he doesn't mean to do it, but he scrapes a lot. Even at the restaurants when we go eat out, I can't deal with it. I just can't tolerate the scraping of the utensils. And while we're in that vein, I can't stand when they bite the utensil like this. My dad does that. I can't. I can't eat next to that person. So, another thing that Joe does too, he'll be eating, chewing something in his mouth, but he still hears scraping, like moving his food around. I used to watch another mukbanger that did that, then somebody told her about it, and she tried to stop, but she couldn't. It was so good. So, I'm gonna eat this now. Let me see the time. 1:30. 1:30 on a Saturday. And I'm home alone. Jada, did I tell you guys this already? Jada's at work, and Joshua and Joe went to help Jory set up the surveillance system, the camera system. This is what I want to start doing. That's another pet peeve. People who chew with their mouth open. But I tend to have to do that when I'm doing mukbangs, right? This is what I want to start doing at my show. Besides the random cooking video here and there, I have like over 1,500 cooking videos here at the page. You guys just hit that little search thingy when you land on my page and type in any of the dishes that you want to find and it'll pop up. Some of the videos are older, 10 years old. Some of them are younger, you know, from 2018. And I'm going to go through the older ones. And if you guys find one that's like super old, just put it in a comment for me, okay? You could say, Barbara, I was looking for bread pudding and I found it. It's a good video, but it's like 10 years old. Maybe you want to update that. Just give me a little note and I'll go make a note of it and then I'll update them one at a time. So you're not going to stop seeing cooking videos, but we're not going to be throwing a lot of cooking videos at you because I did that over the past 10-14 days with all the van life meals. And unfortunately, those videos didn't do well. I still have hope that they'll do well in the near future, but they didn't do well at the time that I put it up because I think people are tired of cooking videos right now. Maybe for the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, they'll be looking for that. But for right now, we're going to enjoy ourselves by having conversation because I asked Joe the other day, what do you think that I do really well besides cooking? And he says, well, singing, but you know, you can't sing on YouTube and monetize it, right? That's why Jada doesn't put out anything. And then he says, run your mouth. And he wasn't saying it to be insulting, guys. He's telling me the answer to the question that I asked, all right? So then another pet peeve, number 5, not replacing the TP on the roll, the toilet paper. That's so annoying. You want to know what's even more annoying? We don't have a roll thing to replace the toilet paper in my back bathroom because my vanity is so big, you know, not the vanity to put on makeup, but the sink. The sink vanity is so big. It's like 48 inches wide and it's pressed up right there against the toilet almost. And so we don't have any space to put a roll. So I have a drawer, you know, right there, you know, where the thing is. So it's to the left of the toilet. And I put 2 fresh rolls in that bottom drawer, just in case of emergency. And then I have one on top of the counter that we use. Doesn't get splashed or anything because, you know, that's me and Joe's bathroom and the kids very seldom use that bathroom. But when they run out of a roll in their front bathroom, they run in the back, grab my one off of the counter, and then it's gone. Or Joe will go in there and he'll use it, maybe take a piece of the toilet paper to wipe around the sink or something, and then he'll put the roll all the way over there on the right hand side of the sink. Uh-oh, don't drop. And then I can't get it. I hate that. So let me see if I can get my paper, guys. Hold on a second, okay? I'm gonna have to take my sock off and get it with my toes. Do you have fingers for toes? Esther calls it tingers. Jory's wife calls it tingers. She says Jory has tingers for toes. And I think he gets it from me and from my mom. My mom used to pinch us with her toes, you know? So anyways, yeah, not replacing. A lot of the times the kids, we got this from that show, that TV show Mom, and they will say, I'm on the hole and I need a roll. So replace the toilet paper, all right? Now, are you guys an under or an over when you have that thing for it to roll out on? Because I'm an over, and I think people who are unders are weird, meaning that the toilet paper rolls from underneath rather than above. That's really, really weird. When I go to public bathrooms, like in Costco and stuff, and it's on, I'm like, who did this? You know, who's this sociopath that did this? So then, another pet peeve, leaving the cabinet doors open. You guys know I have a brand new kitchen that Joe built for me a few months ago. And I really treasure my kitchen. It took 26 years for me to get this beautiful kitchen. And I take great care of it. I clean the vanity, no, what do you call it? Display. I clean the display cabinets maybe, I think since the kitchen went in back in what, July or August, right? Was that when the kitchen went in, guys? It's been a few months. I've only cleaned those twice. I haven't cleaned the one above the fridge because it's just not dirty. But the one above the pantry and the one above the kitchen counter right there with the crackers and stuff in it, I've cleaned that twice. So it doesn't get too dirty because they're not allowed to touch the glass. They have to open things with the handles, you know, because you touch the cabinets with ricotta on your hand or paprika or whatever, in case you use paprika. It'll stain the thing, so they have to be real careful. So one of the main things is close the cabinet door, because the cabinet that's over on the left hand side of the kitchen, when you open the right hand side cabinet and then you try to open the pantry door, they'll crash or clash. They'll clash because of the handle. And so you don't want to, you know, wreck the stuff. I mean, God, I work so hard with these Facebook Reels to put this kitchen in, and Joe worked so hard to build it that I want to make sure that it stays perfect the whole time. So my main pet peeve is them not closing the closet door. And the closet door, not closet, cabinets. The cabinet, most of the cabinet doors have the soft close. No, I think all of them do. Only a couple of the drawers don't have it because originally Joe wasn't going to put the soft close in some of the drawers, and he already put the hardware in. So I'm like, don't change it. You know, we'll know which one it is. But all the rest of the stuff have the soft close where you can just push it, walk away, and it'll close on its own. So why are they left open all the time? I don't understand that, right? So that's one of my pet peeves. Then another pet peeve for me personally, nobody else in here seems to mind because it doesn't affect them. I can't stand when they leave food for me to put away. Joe will cook a nice meal, beef, rice, whatever, and then he'll just eat his food, take his shower at night, go to bed, and then I turn around after editing from a long day of editing, and I'll see pots on the stove with food to put away. And I'll be honest, sometimes I've walked away and just gone to bed and left it there. And thank God Joshua will jump up and see it and then put everything in. I have containers for everything to go in, right? But they don't want to do that. Another thing is when they serve the food from the pot and they leave the lid off of the pot and leave the food open. I think that's so rude, because not only can like ants go in there or flies or, you know, any other type of insect that might come in the house, but dust. Dust can get in there, and dog hair and stuff, because the dogs, they come in the house, right? Close the pot. Just close the container. Close the pot. No, I don't like that. I hate putting food away so much that I'm not looking forward to the holidays. I wish Jada would just invite a crowd so they could take everything, and then we only have a little bit to put away. That's why I wrote that whole book called No More Leftovers. I hate putting stuff away. When we go to parties, and Joe will say, bring a plate for me. And when we get home, I'm the one that has to go find a spot in the fridge to put it away. I can't. I hate that. That's some broccoli. I have to chew that well, or I'm going to have stabbing gas pain right where my gallbladder used to be. I didn't take my Beano. Now pray for me. I can't get up. I have a lot of pet peeves on this paper because me and Joe are going to do some of them. He doesn't know what they are though, so you can get his fresh reaction. Anyways, clearing of the throat. Ooh! I think Joe has a little bit of OCD. I think we all do to a degree. But, see, I smacked. Well, I told you that didn't bother me so much. Um, every time Joe's gonna record something with me, and I'll say, "Okay, and here's Joe," or "Joe, what do you think?" He'll go, and I don't think he realizes he's doing it. So a lot of times we have to start over because I don't want the clearing of the throat to be in my videos. I try to be very professional. By the way, you see me how I'm relaxed, sitting so comfortable in here? Joe built this whole chair. I'm gonna have to show you guys when I get up. This is gonna be the unveiling of Joe's chair. So I don't like people to clear their throat, all the time around me. I think it's just like a bad habit. So then another one, people who are one-uppers. I don't like people like that. You tell them, "Oh, I made this rice and it came out so good," and they have to come back and tell you, "Well, when my granny made it, she put cheese on top and she rolled it in some, what do you call that dough, puff pastry, and then she did this, and then okay, whatever, this is the way I did it, the simple way. I try to do things the simple way." Or like if you go buy a new car, they tend to want to go buy the other model above that, or maybe a different brand that's supposedly better. You go and you buy an Infinity and you think, "Oh, you got a great car." They're gonna go and they'll buy a what's the one that Toyota makes, a Lexus, just to run competition. I also don't like when people, like for instance, if I have this plate and I tell you, "Oh, I love this plate, you guys should pick up one," whatever. I don't mind that, but if you're buying every single thing that I have, you're buying, oh, look at this thing. Can you guys see this? I hope you can see it. This thing changes colors. Let me show you. It's not going to change color when I take it off the thing though. It's dragonflies in a 3D cube. My mom got it years ago at somebody's wedding or something as the centerpiece. That we like to do that too. We like to bring home centerpiece. I don't know if that's a pet peeve of yours, but if I'm coming to your party, child, I'm gonna ask you, "Can I take home this?" Where the one flying front? Okay, this way. You put it here and then it lights up. So I move my button when Jory was moving. I think this needs to be cleaned. Yeah, move my button when Jory was moving because it was over there and he would pass and bump it. I was so afraid he was going to break it with all the stuff he was taking. And also I noticed when Wednesday go over there to greet Jada when she comes in, her tail's whopping everything down. So I put my button over here where it's safe. I put this thing here that one of my aunts gave me years ago. It says, "Use all the talents that you possess, for the woods would be very silent if only the best birds sang." Now, that thing is a very encouraging thing, but it's kind of insulting too, because then I'm not the best bird. I'm not good at nothing. But then again, I know what they mean. Just don't clam up because, you need it, right? So I have all my stuff here. So yeah, I don't like people to like buy every single thing that I own. Like I have to get this, I have to get that cup, I have to get that thing, no, that starts to feel very creepy, and it starts to feel very stalkerish if you're buying every single thing that you see me have. So when I went to Jory's new home, I love their bedroom doors. And I want to get those bedroom doors for my house, but I'm looking for one that's a little bit different because I don't want to get exactly what he has, because I don't want to be that person, right? That follow foot person, they call it. Not the one-upper, but the follow foot person. And Joe's like, "Mom, don't be silly. I know you like the doors, whatever. I'm not going to feel no type of way." But at least I brought it up to him first. Like, I want to buy these doors once we start renovating. We still haven't renovated Jory's bedroom. It's empty. Cora has her bed in the closet. It's a slow go thing for us because we need to take that popcorn off of the ceiling, and I bought a thing called Pop Ease. But when Joe tried to use it, he only wet the ceiling for a short, like he wet it and started right away. You have to wet it and leave it like half hour or something, 20 minutes to half hour. Then when you go back, it's supposed to come off easier, and it's supposed to suction through that Pop Ease head thing into a shop vac. And we have 2 shop vacs, but some of the stuff still falls on the floor, guys, and it's messy. It's getting the floor messy. So I'm gonna have to go tape things down on the floor when he's ready to start, and then have him wet it. He was in pain with his hip because he's doing so much to help Jory at the new house that, climbing on the roof, doing this, doing that, all that stuff brings down pain. Plus that's stretching. Oh, I'm having the hiccup of the poppies. That's an issue too. So he was having his hip pain. I think they said Joe has like osteoarthritis in that area, right at that spot. And not the RA, not the one that's in the blood, but the one that the joint. And the remedy for it, of course, is to stay active. So he does stay active, but sometimes the pain is unbearable and then he has to take a few days off. So that's why we haven't started. I really wish we could at least get the stuff down. That broccoli is doing me wrong already. Get the stuff down off the ceiling, paint the ceiling. I really wish you could put some boards up there in the ceiling, but we can't afford all of that. Paint the ceiling, paint the closet. Jada and Joshua are gonna help, of course. Paint the room. We're gonna leave the mommy call it stick down tile, the laminate tile. It's just a what, 12 by 12, that's stuck down. Still looks good, so we're going to leave that for the floor. Then Joshua's going to take that room, and then I'm going to get Joshua's little room. Now, that room that Joshua's going to get is the same size of my bedroom, 10 by 12. I don't know what size Jada's room is, maybe 8 by something. And Joshua's room is small, maybe 6 by something. I would have to measure to let you guys know. Joshua's room is the smallest room, though. And I would get that for my studio, and I want to put so much stuff in there that I don't think it's going to work. I wanted to leave a bed in there, but it's going to take up a lot of space, so I might put that little fainting chair that I have over there. I definitely want a spot to put the green screen so I can get it out the dining room, so when I go live in front of the green screen, and then that would put my desktop computer in that room. Hardly ever use that, only to do my accounting and to go live in front of the green screen. But I want a section too to where we can sew. Because a lot of the times, John, I will sew for days, and we have it on the dinner table, and it's annoying to bring the machine back and forth. I have a good machine in the garage from mommy, and I cleared that spot now since Jory emptied out the garage, that we can actually go sew on that machine in there if we have to. But that's like for quilts and big things, right? Not the small things that we do. So I digress. I'm talking about people who are one-uppers or people who are fella-foot people. People who say I instead of me. Oh my God. I can overlook a lot of grammar issues, and I do say a lot of grammatically wrong things to myself when I'm talking here on the mukbang and when I'm doing the cooking show. But if I'm in educated conversations, I can hold my own with grammar, because I went to Catherine's. I always bossy. I always show off that I went to St. Catherine's Academy in Belize, best school you could go to. And I went for 3 years until I came to America. I didn't do the 4th year. I did the 4th year here in California. And they really beat grammar into you when you're taking English or Spanish, because I took Spanish there, right? I know enough Spanish to get paid. Let's put it that way. I would need more practice. But I can't stand the I and the me. A lot of people don't know when to use I from when to use me. Me is the object, of course, and I is the subject. So the person doing the action, and then the object is the person having the action done to them. It's as simple as that. So like, for instance, let me give you a sentence like, Joe took Joshua and I to the movies, right? So that's wrong. It's Joe took Joshua and me to the movies. And if you want to test it, remove Joshua out of it. Joe took who? Joe took me to the movies. Joe didn't take I to the movies, right? You see it? You see the difference right there? So a lot of people don't know how to use it. When it lands in my ear, I get like a little mini seizure, because I can't take it, especially from people who are supposed to have education, higher up, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, stuff like that. I can't. And if I'm watching a TV show, like I watched The Blacklist with James Spader, my favorite actor, and he is well verbal, well versed with everything and anything on that show. His character is. And I love that man for his voice. He used to be pretty, very beautiful when he was younger, but now he's probably 60 already. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he drank. I don't know. That's alleged. I don't know that. But in any case, when he talks proper grammar, and I so appreciate it, because if he were to say anything that was wrong grammar, I would know that the writer does not know that character. I pay attention to stuff like that. I can't. And when I used to go to church, the preacher used to always use the I and the me wrong, and I would rather you use it totally wrong and say, me and Joe are going to the movies. I would rather you do that than to use I where me is supposed to go. I can't take it. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, so whenever a third party is doing something for you and another person, it's always going to be me. Whenever the word between appears first, any kind of preposition appears first, it's going to be me. All right, so those are rules of thumb. So you might not catch it right away in speaking, but you're gonna start catching it in writing. When you're writing a good, essay, a good letter to somebody, and you're including yourself in stuff or whatever, you have to know when to use I and me. Another one that I can't stand is bring and take. Like if I give this plate and I'll say, Jada, bring this plate to the sink. No, it's Jada, take this plate to the sink. And if Jada was getting it from the sink or the counter to bring it for me, then I would say, bring that plate from the sink to me. So it's usually take to and bring from, but it's more intense than that. So a lot of people say it wrong. Like, I remember my friend used to say, I'm going to bring her son, whatever the name is, to school. bring to school. I'm talking to her right here at the house, right? I'm going to bring so-and-so to school, and then when I come back, we're going to go out to lunch. No, you're going to take so-and-so to school, and then when you come back, we're going to go out to lunch. You're not going to bring him. Oh, God. I can't, guys. But I can overlook a lot of grammar stuff, though. I really can, especially if I know the person doesn't have high education. I can overlook it, but I can't overlook bring and take, and I can't overlook I and me. And whenever anybody says it wrong, I'm like trembling. And there was a show, I don't remember the show, if it was Family Guy or one of those shows that the kids watch. And the one that has Stuart or something on it. And he was correcting the I and me, and Jada fell out the chair. Jada says, Mommy, 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 he's just like you. And Jada said she took a test one time in school, in high school, and she got that one as extra credit because she knew how to use the I and the me. And she thanked me for that because I always correct it, because I was corrected when I was younger. The teachers, the principal, whatever, at St. Catherine's, at All Saints, they would correct your grammar. And my grandmother would correct my grammar all the time, my mom's mom, because she would say, look, girl, one of these days you might want to travel abroad, meaning from Belize, like how we're in America, and you're going to sound silly talking like that. So those are some of the pet peeves. I'm going to continue eating my thing. I don't want my mukbangs to be just about the eating and the chewing. And if like Josh is doing it with me, then I can be talking when they're chewing and swallowing and vice versa. But it's just me alone. Paper drop again, but I don't need it no more. It's just me alone right now, so I didn't want it to go. It's like chomp, chomp, chomp in your ears. So I picked up the camera on 11/11/22. You guys know that I bought a new camera. It's still in the box right now. And I bought it 11/11/22. Well, I'm sorry. I bought it like 10 days ago and it was supposed to come on the 17th, but now it came on the 11th. So both cameras came on the 11th. So I put up this one for sale. This is the one that's repaired. And I'm getting a lot of scammers already. So Joe keeps telling me, keep your camera. We'll find a way to pay off these bills. I already paid for the repair on this one. I have to pay the other one. And the payment due what? December 21st, I think. Right before Christmas. Joe said, we'll find a way to pay for it. Because if you have two cameras and both of them have the product feature, it's the same camera, of course. And you could turn it profile and it doesn't shut off unless the battery's dead. And he goes, you can do from two different angles and people won't know that you're switching back and forth between two cameras because you have the same two cameras, right? I don't know. I feel like I need the money more than I need the camera because I have other cameras that I use for other stuff. But these cameras, man, what they do, they contact you and they ask you if the camera is still available. Then they ask you if there's anything wrong with it. Those are legit questions. The minute they don't ask if that's my best price or am I willing to negotiate or put an offer that's a little bit lower than I'm asking, I already figure they're scammers. Because who doesn't do that? Right? Do you guys do that? If you see something for sale, you'll say, is that the best price? You know, is there room to negotiate? You ask, right? No, they don't ask anything and they'll say, okay, I want the camera, but I'm going to send my cousin, my brother, my sister, my auntie, name, whoever, to come pick up the camera from you because I'm not in town right now, but I'm going to pay you up front. Pay me how? I didn't have that this thing, I can't say the TH, this thing was going to be shipped. You're going to meet me at Walk and Don't Walk, right? You're going to meet me at my favorite restaurant because you're not going to be meeting me at the police station because the police station is so closed off. You can get killed in that police station parking lot over here in Fontana. It's like, no, you're going to meet me right here. There's everything, hustling and bustling, and everybody going with me to sell this camera, not just one. And what you going to pay me with? Zelle? CashApp? Venmo? What? So you could cancel it? Most of them want to pay with PayPal, so they could cancel it. No. No. I think I'm with Joe. I'd rather keep my damn camera. So, anyways, I'm going to eat the rest of this off camera. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to get gas pains. I got to go eat that Beano. And, yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, take a look at this one that I have lined up for you to continue watching. All right? Binge watch. Binge watch, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
This is the Beth Pantry Show.